Hello, my wonderful friends. It's time once more for a story. A Neckbeard story. That's right, I managed to make my way back to the Neckbeard subreddit. I got lost for a little bit. These maps aren't helping. But I found it, so it's okay. It smells funny in here. Anyway, this is from Reddit user Red Dawn Rose. How elegant. I like it. This is Wannabe VTuber Neckbeard tells a child their taste in manga is trash. That is a loaded-ass title. There's going to be a lot going on with this. I don't know it, but I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Let's find out together. Here we go. This happened today, and I'm still seething about it. Well, considering what the title is, I kind of agree. I don't even know what happened yet, but I can understand that. I work in a library, and we have a patron who's a regular that is a textbook neckbeard. We'll call him Kyle. Kyle's been coming in for years, and while he generally bothers the staff, normally we can just put whatever new anime or manga comic we have into his hands and push him out the door to get him to go away. Well, recently we got mobile internet hotspots that are free for patrons to check out so they can have Wi-Fi for free. Demand for these things was already through the roof when we first got them, and now that it's summer break, the demand has skyrocketed. Kyle was one of the first people to check out these devices, but naturally, as demand increased, and with the fact that they're on a first-come, first-served basis, lately he hasn't been able to get one. Okay, before we go any further, at first I thought you were talking about like just Wi-Fi in the library, but are you saying that you can rent like mobile hotspots from the library and just like take them with you? That's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. God, the library's fucking awesome, dude. It just keeps getting cooler. This has led to him hanging around the desk, harassing staff, and loudly complaining about how we don't have any, even though there is literally nothing we can do. I mean, yeah, first come, first serve. You gotta, you know. He keeps telling us that he's trying to become a Twitch VTuber so he can start making money. He is unemployed and currently collects disability, while his mother, who is insanely rich, pays for his rent, which is now a good time to mention that this guy is nearly 40. Oh, so he's a classic kind of neckbeard. That's what we're waiting for. I've honestly debated about doing since I record these on Twitch and do that, about making a really goofy VTuber thing. I actually don't know how any of that works, but I thought about just making like the stereotypical anime girl with this voice coming out of it, you know? Here we go. And keeps moaning that without the free Wi-Fi, he can't start his business, or that homeless people are stealing the Wi-Fi and humanity is doomed. Yeah, because Wi-Fi is such like a fucking limited commodity. Did you know it runs out? Did you know that radio signals totally just fucking run out and then you have to like recharge it? What the fuck are you talking about? You fucking weirdo. He's been doing this for the past week and has already had security called on him once for throwing a tantrum when we didn't have any. One day he even cried that he would have to retire from Twitch and get a job so he could afford to pay for his own Wi-Fi if none came back in soon. It took all my willpower to keep myself from yelling, "Please do." Some of those connections are not even that expensive. Like, I'm using like the kind of middle-of-the-road broadband connection, well, it's fiber, that we have out here, and it's not that expensive. Legit, the most expensive thing was making the Wi-Fi network to cover my property. Everything else is like, no, it doesn't cost that much. This dude's just fucking lazy. Also, yeah, actually fucking stop harassing people and do something. Today, he was doing the same thing, hanging around the desk, loudly complaining, when a nice old lady came up to me with her grandson looking for the next installment of the manga Death Note. I told them that it was checked out, but I knew we had an anthology book set in that universe which he could read in the meantime until he came back. We went over to the section and picked out the book. When the boy asked very nicely if I could help him pick out one more, I happily smiled and told him sure. After scanning the section to see what we had checked in, he picked out the first volume of Attack on Titan. He told me, and his grandma, a lot of his friends said it was really good, and I said the same thing as I'd read it before and I liked it too. Grandma asked if we could check it out back at my desk, which typically we wouldn't do, but I figured what the heck, it's just 2 books. We all go back to the desk, and Kyle, like a fly to a turd, is still there, telling my coworker of his Wi-Fi-less VTuber woes when I started to check the grandmother and grandson's books out. Kyle leans over to see what books they have, sees Attack on Titan, and loudly says, "Why you picked that? That series is so stupid bad. Why'd you pick something that dumb?" Classy, ain't he? Suddenly, all the excitement that the kid's eyes had for this book just left him. It was heartbreaking to see. When that kid slowly hung his head, my stomach sank. I finished checking the books out, and the grandmother steered her grandson with his books out the door. As soon as they walked out, my coworker and I give Kyle the biggest dressing down I think we ever dished out. What he did was extremely rude and inconsiderate. Yeah, really. To which he tried to say that he had autism and didn't know any better. Oh, bullshit. That's such a fucking lame excuse. No, fuck that. My coworker countered that autism is no excuse for being an asshole. Thank you. Much less to a child. Yeah. If they wanted his opinion, they would have asked for it, but they didn't. He then asked, "Oh, so my opinion is wrong? I'm just doing what critics do." Yeah, except for whenever somebody wants the opinion of a critic, they tend to look them up, not, be criticized by some fucking weirdo. 'Cause you're a fucking weirdo, Kyle. You fucking weirdo. We told him that there was a difference between being a critic, having an opinion, and being rude. What he said to that kid wasn't criticism. It was an opinion they didn't want or ask for. Then I decided to flip the tables and ask him how he would feel as a kid if I, an adult, went up to something he liked and was excited for and said, "Oh, it's stupid and bad." He told us that he got that all the time as a kid because he grew up with 4 brothers, to which both of my coworker and I cut him off and yelled, "Then you should know better." Thank you. After that, he went silent for a moment. He looked at me, said that cut deep, and the words hurt his feelings. I then pressed him again by answering back, "And how do you think that child feels after you said that to him? I don't blame him if he never wants to come in this building ever again." He then quietly muttered that he had a headache and left. My coworker and I both agreed that Kyle had stepped way over the line, and in separate emails alerted our entire upper management chain, who have been extremely lenient with Kyle in the past due to his disability. I then went and warned the other departments, who he has also been harassing about the Wi-Fi boxes, and about other things, like how our teen department doesn't have insert obscure 1970s out-of-print manga here. I told him that he is a 40-year-old man at the end of the day, even if he acts like a child, and that he can get his manga, but then he needs to get out, as that space is not for him, it's for kids. Just like the one he yelled at. Next, I went over to circulation and security to let them know the same thing. They're absolutely horrified, but agree to up security patrols and to keep an eye on Kyle when he's in the building. Management gets back to me, tells me I did the right thing, and that they'd be meeting to discuss what to do. In the meantime, they tell me that I can tell him to leave or refuse to serve him if he continues to behave in this way. I just feel terrible for that kid. I hope his grandmother took him out for ice cream or something afterwards. He couldn't have been any older than 12 or 13. Jesus, really? And just had this adult, greasy neckbeard yell loudly about how something he liked is stupid in public. I really hope that this doesn't put him off reading. His grandmother's a really nice lady who's super supportive, and the fact that he's reading at an adult level is amazing. Don't expect this to be the last you hear of Kyle. I'll update or post a part 2 after management has had their meeting to decide what will happen, because I don't think it'll be pretty no matter what their decision. And we have an update. Management and security were collectively horrified at what happened. In the end, they settled on suspension for Kyle for 1 week. Although management made it clear that I now basically have toss him out of the building privileges post-ban, as I'm the one who deals with him the most. Anyway, Kyle came in today, and I guess front desk didn't catch him, so when he came up to me to begin guilt-tripping, whining, I told him that he should go to the front desk first, as he has an issue with something he had a hold on. Obviously, this was a lie. I just needed him and security to cross paths, which he caught on to when the front desk told him that he had no items to pick up. Anyway, him and the head of security start talking, and yeah, there's no remorse. He didn't learn a thing. He still pulls the autism card, and the "I have a bad home life" card, etc. Head of security comes back to me and tells me, yeah, he's gone now for 2 weeks. Oh, this guy sounds like a fucking tool. Just wow. Just wow. I mean, first off, again, like, you know, like our OP said, this kid's a kid. This is a fucking young kid. I don't give a shit if you like these stories or not. Let people like what they like, alright? It ain't hurting nobody. They're reading it. It doesn't involve you. Leave them the fuck alone. I've never actually been into either one of these mangas or animes or whatever the fuck. It's not my thing. I don't give a shit if somebody else likes it, though. Whatever, dude. It ain't hurting me. This guy's just a fucking tool. And the thing that really pisses me off is it's the same shit I've seen so many fucking assholes like this do. Pulling that whole, like, well, you know, I have autism. It's like, yeah, except that being autistic doesn't give you free reign to be an asshole. I know a lot of people who also have that, and they're not fucking assholes, Kyle. It's just you. There's a completely different thing there. These two things are not correlated, you douchebag. I'm glad that you were able to get this guy out, and I'm sure you'll probably have to deal with them more before this whole nonsense is over, but fucking hell, dude. I'm sorry y'all are having to put up with Kyle so much. So what are your thoughts on this, dear listener? Make sure to leave comments. And if you'd like to leave comments directly, you know, I have a stream. We're streaming this right now. You can watch this being recorded with all the, you know, screw-ups, because I can't fucking read for some reason. If you would like to submit your own story to me, r/Moonhorse Stories, that's mine. You can go check it out. It's pretty cool. What's even cooler is my Ko-Fi, which is like Patreon, but it is cooler. And I know I keep saying that, but it's just true. It actually is. Having used both, I like Ko-Fi better. And my merch store, which is possibly the most amazing merch store ever to be made. You know, possibly. Just go check it out. The links to all these things are below this and every other video. Not every other, just like all of them. I said that and realized that meant, like, you know, alternating. It's not. It's just all of them. I'm good. Anyway, every weekend there are streams. You can come check that out. We play games and look at weird shit on the internet. And, yeah. Check all those things out. Don't be a Kyle. That's my advice. Don't be a fucking Kyle. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.